Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Kemal AA and this is a bit of a news daily video for you guys, and it's a big one because it is in regards to our second leg game fixture against Real Madrid. Of course, the first leg ended 1-1. We got the crucial away goal. Disappointed that we didn't actually win the game because we thoroughly deserved to win the game with the chances that we had. We just simply wasn't clinical enough. But there is an injury crisis at Real Madrid, and that's what I'll be discussing about. I'll be giving you guys all the latest news in regards to the injury crisis at Real Madrid and how that will impact our game next week on Wednesday in the second leg, because it will be a massive advantage for Chelsea. And then towards the end, I'll be giving a bit of a talking point on Timo Werner. How does this guy keep missing? What is the reasons for his miss? Is it due to confidence or is it due to lack of ability? We'll be delving into that towards the end of the video. But before I do get into all of it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into this news update in regards to Real Madrid. It honestly came out of the blue. After the game ended, we knew that Sergio Ramos was going to be back fit for the second leg. Eden Hazard was, regaining his fitness. We knew that he would be sharp on 100% for next week, and we knew that Mendy would be making a return. There was no injuries from the game against Chelsea, so we all assumed that Real Madrid would have a fully fit squad ready and raring to go against Chelsea next week. But it doesn't seem to be the case, which of course is good for us. It's a massive advantage for us. Of course, get well soon to all of them. You would never want to wish an injury upon a player, but in terms of, in regards to football, this is massive news. It's a massive positive. Now, the first report, these are all Spanish publications. Lucas Vázquez and Carvajal have finished the season. The only right back available is Odriozola from now on. Now, again, that is massive news. Lucas Vázquez didn't even feature against Chelsea, so in terms of how much of an impact that will have, not necessarily, because he's not a first team starter for Real Madrid, and nor did he come off the bench. So again, it's not a massive loss for Real Madrid, but Carvajal is their starting right back, and he featured against Chelsea. He played a full 90 against Chelsea, and the reason why Carvajal is injured is because of his clash with Ben Chilwell during the game. He still played through the injury and the pain, but it was revealed later that he picked up a knock, and there is a massive doubt that he will play. And apparently he's out for the rest of the season, which is massive news. Remember, he's not a young guy. He's in his mid-30s, and he was world class in his prime. But one sort of injury like that, and he's gone for the rest of the season. So the only right back available is Odriozola, who's extremely young, inexperienced, and that could benefit Chelsea. The other one is Valverde. Now, Federico Valverde, he's a massive player for Real Madrid. He's in that midfield. He's young, even though he's inexperienced. He has a lot of creativity, good passing, fantastic shooting in the operation, in the half spaces, good link-up play, a fantastic creative, centre mid. He's a box-to-box centre mid, and he is part of Real Madrid's first team. He wasn't featuring against Chelsea because he was injured. However, we all thought that he would be back for the second leg, which is a major worry because Real Madrid couldn't unlock our defence. It only took one piece of brilliance from Benzema. They didn't have the creativity to unlock our defence, and we were worried about Valverde. Now, according to, again, a Spanish publication, which is Tier 1, according to a lot of Spanish fans, Valverde is still unavailable. He didn't train. The three players that didn't train today in Real Madrid training was Federico Valverde, Ferland Mendy, and of course Carvajal, and of course Nacho, which I'll be getting into as well. But Federico Valverde is still unavailable. Now, what does that mean? They've just said unavailable. Doesn't mean that he won't feature against Chelsea. Let's not forget Real Madrid playing Osasuna this weekend on Saturday, I believe. But apparently, according to these reports, if he didn't train today, even if Valverde features against Chelsea, he's not going to be 100% fit, which is still a massive positive and advantage for Chelsea. Again, another Spanish publication, Nacho suffered a knock and he did not train today. So even again, if he plays, he won't be 100% against Chelsea. And if he suffered a knock, who knows how long he'll be out for. He played the full 90 for Real Madrid, so again, he's part of the first team squad. And Ferland Mendy, who didn't play at all against Chelsea because he was injured. And of course, he is scheduled to be back for the second leg. According to this Tier 1 source, Ferland Mendy's recovery process is progressing. The goal is to be ready for Chelsea, but there is major doubts because, again, he did not feature in training for Real Madrid. So to recap the whole injury crisis situation, the full update is Sergio Ramos will be back with the squad and he will definitely feature against Chelsea, or probably start against Osasuna and of course Chelsea. Dani Carvajal is out for the rest of the season. Nacho suffered a knock. Ferland Mendy is doubtful for the Chelsea game. And Marcelo is also out for the Chelsea game. Now, you may be wondering what happened to Marcelo. Marcelo played the full 90. He didn't pick up any knocks, or he wasn't injured. Basically, he's down to jury. He has to go to a polling station in regards to the Spanish elections. So he has to be involved. I'm not sure the ins and outs of that, with the politics of that. But apparently there's some law and regulation in Spain that, you know, if a player has to be involved, they simply can't play football. So again, there's a massive doubt that he's going to play. Apparently he's not going to play, but for me, that's not a massive loss if Ferland Mendy was fit, because again, I believe Ferland Mendy is better than Marcelo. So even if Marcelo was unavailable, they would just play Ferland Mendy. But if Ferland Mendy is also doubtful, that's their two starting left backs. So they won't have a registered left back playing against us, which is again a massive news for Chelsea, because they'll probably have to stick Valverde at left back, and that's just, again, he's also a doubt. So it's a whole crisis, there's a whole mess going on at Real Madrid, which only benefits us. Listen, you would never want to wish an injury upon any player. So of course, get well soon to all of these guys out for the rest of the season. Have picked up any sort of knocks, but at the end of the day, yeah, we're their rivals. We hope that we have the best possible advantages heading into the game. We want to make a Champions League final. It's as simple as that. So for me, it's good news in terms of football, in regards to football, and we have a massive advantage. You know, it's 1-1. We got the away goal. We have that slim advantage, and 0-0 gets us to the Champions League final. Of course, the situation here with me is we can't play for a 0-0. There is no way in hell that we should be playing for a 0-0, because if we play for a 0-0, I can guarantee you we will lose the game. We will lose, because you cannot withstand, no matter how good we are in terms of the rigid structure, structurally, defensively. We're one of the best teams defensively in Europe. That's how Tuchel has transformed us. But we know that Tuchel is an attacking-minded coach. So for me, when you get the pre-season, he gets a few of his players in for next season, you will see a different style of play. But for the minute, we are one of the best defensive teams in Europe in terms of structural rigidity. Again, even us as a team, I cannot rely us against one of the best teams in the world in Real Madrid, you know, against your Benzemas, your fully fit Hazards, your Vinicius Juniors, etc., to essentially keep a clean sheet against that team for the whole 90. I don't see it being realistic at all. I genuinely don't see it being realistic. You cannot defend inside your own 18-yard box for 90 minutes and withstand that type of pressure. You know, eventually they'll score a deflection or a lucky goal, and if you're heading into the last 10 minutes at a 0-0, it is nerve-wracking, because if they score, it's game over. So for me, you have to go into the game with the mindset of reset the scoreline. It's 0-0. Right, we go again now. Because it's really crucial that Chelsea get the first goal in that game. Because if Real Madrid score, that means they can now sit back, because they have the advantage. And, you know, we haven't got the ability to break down the low blocks. We haven't got the creativity at the minute. So for me, and the system is not right for that. So for me, it's crucial that Chelsea get the first goal. Because if we get the first goal, the game is in our hands. You know, we get control of it. We can dominate the game. We can then pick apart Real Madrid on the counter-attack. We can look at the spaces in between lines. We can utilise the pace to exploit the spaces. And then we can have a lot of fun. And the game is completely in our hands. And then the final is in our destiny. But if Real Madrid score the first goal, we're in trouble. So for me, it's really crucial that Chelsea get the first goal. And ideally, you want to get the first goal quite early to settle the nerves, to calm the nerves down. But again, it's going to be interesting, and my mind's going to be on this for the next few days. I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans will as well. It's going to be a massive game. But this injury crisis around Madrid, that's massive news. That's massive news for Chelsea. Now, quickly, before I wrap up, let's talk about Timo Werner. Let's quickly talk about Timo Werner, because, you know, what's happened to this guy? We signed this guy on the basis of the fact that he's a prolific goal scorer, that he scored 40-plus goals in all comps for RB Leipzig, that he was a gunman. You know, evidently that's not the case. And, you know, when I look back at the situation, it was quite foolish for Chelsea fans, because we didn't watch him regularly enough in the Bundesliga. And if you look at the situation, he does miss a lot of chances. He missed big chances at RB Leipzig, but the difference was, because he got so many chances and spaces, eventually he kept putting the ball in the back of the net. And again, confidence does play a role at the minute. You know, he's not confident, you can see that. The miss against Real Madrid is absolutely inexcusable. I know I delved into this in my review. I don't want to hammer him too much, because I know his ego will do that for him. But you can't be missing that, man. Like, there is absolutely no excuse. I cannot believe there's actually some fans that are defending that. Yes, it was a good save, but it's more of a terrible miss. You can't be missing from 3 yards out. You know, pick a pocket, pick either side of the goal. Pick either side of the net. It's a goal. It's a goal. Because there's no way a keeper can save it from that range at that pace. You have to put your laces through, and it's evident that his confidence is low when he's trying to side foot that. There's no need. It's not necessary. We saw the miss against West Ham despite him scoring. How many big chances he missed? There's a statistic. He has created 29 big chances, not created. He has had 29 big chances created for him. He has missed 21 of those. So he's only scored 8 out of 29 big chances created. And he's missed 21 out of 29. At this level, at this elite level of football, you can't be missing that many, because that's going to cost you. If you don't get to a Champions League final, I know a lot of fans will be pointing the finger at Werner. And honestly, I can't blame them. I can't. You can't be missing, you know, shots like that. chances, opportunities like that. It's inexcusable. At this elite level of football, you won't get that many chances. When you get chances against Real Madrid, you have to bury them. There's no excuse. You have to bury these chances. So I'm very disappointed. Again, confidence is playing a role, but I also believe it could be a lack of instinct. I don't think he's got that striker's instinct in him, like your Lewandowski's, your Harry Kane's, where they don't need to think. They know where the goal is, and they're putting it every time. They're clinical. With Werner, it's a case of he has this mindset of, let me just get it on target and let me just hope for the best. Let me just hope it goes in. No, it doesn't work. You won't succeed at the top level, having that type of mindset. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he needs a pre-season on the Tuchel. Maybe he needs some more time. God knows. But one thing is evidently clear. He's not a gunman. He's not a clinical goal scorer. And it is disappointing, because that's the reason why we signed him for. So we'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.